In today's video, we discuss 5 things I got wrong in my reselling business. Cue the intro. Hi folks, welcome to the video. For those of you new here, my name is Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay and Amazon and Vinted Pro now reseller, which means I buy things and sell them online for a profit most of the time. In today's video, I thought I would just reflect back on 5 things that I actually got wrong in my business and why and what impact that has actually had. Hopefully this can help you avoid making the same mistakes, or if nothing else, give you a bit of bit of solidarity if somebody else has made the same mistakes too. So these are in no particular order, they're just in the order that they have occurred to me. But the first issue, and probably actually the biggest issue I have, is sourcing too much stock. I know a lot of resellers say it's difficult to source stock, and I'm not sure if I'm just sort of blessed in the areas that I live in, but I literally can go out and buy stock every day from a variety of different sources. Unfortunately, what this means is that I do go out and buy stock quite often, and as I'm only one man, I do not have the time to list everything that I buy, so it adds to my backlog, and the backlog gradually builds up. This has meant that I've had to gradually increase my storage that I've got for my stock, so that I'm now in a 1,350 square foot warehouse, and that's absolutely full. I would say probably half of it is unlisted stock that it's full with as well. So that is something that I really need to tackle, because keep on sourcing stock without getting it listed just means that I'm effectively wasting money. Much better to buy stuff and list it and then buy more stuff. So that's definitely a lesson that I'm going to take into 2025. In at number 4, we have got not implementing an SKU or stock control system. For years, I had no organizational system for stock at all. I had over 1,000 listings of stock on eBay, and I had to rely on memory to find where I'd actually stored it. This is not really conducive to being able to find stuff quickly when it sells. And you know, sometimes I could spend an hour looking for an item of stock, which is an hour where I wasn't listing anything, wasn't shipping anything, wasn't doing anything productive for my business other than getting frustrated. I now have over 3,000 listings, and I still don't have a stock control system in place. But what I do have now is the stock organized by category on shelves, with the shelves marking what's on there, so that finding items is a lot quicker. It only takes like a minute or so to find an item that's sold at most. So it's really actually quite similar to a stock control system, because you know, you'd have a shelf with a number on it. Now I've just got a shelf with a name of what's on it instead, and the stuff gets put on that shelf. It's probably not going to be a permanent long-term solution if I go up to like 5,000 listings, because I'll probably end up with shelves with lots of the same stuff on. But it's definitely working for me for now, and it's a vast improvement on what I had before. In at number 3 is not taking advantage of new opportunities when they arise soon enough, or even existing opportunities, to be honest. When I started reselling, I was purely selling on eBay. Other platforms came along, Depop, Etsy, Vinted, Amazon was already there at the time, but for some reason I was just tunnel focused on eBay. I didn't think about any other ways to earn or make money, and so when eBay was struggling a bit, I would be struggling a bit. I had nothing else to offset that. Now I am using other platforms. I'm using Amazon, I'm using Vinted. I probably will return to Depop next year as well. Whatnot is a consideration. Depends on me getting into a position where I actually have the time to do it and invest in it. But by not doing these other platforms, I was limiting myself to just whatever eBay bought in, but also some stuff I'm finding doesn't sell that well on eBay, but it does sell well on Vinted and Amazon. So I was also restricting the kind of products that I could pick up and buy. So yeah, that was definitely a lesson that I've learned now, and what I source now is different for each platform. It's based on my experience of using them, and it means that I can get stock in. In at number 2 is tied to the original one, which is not listing stock quickly enough. Stock would come in the house, wouldn't get listed, I'd list something else instead. This massively contributed to a backlog building up. I also wasn't consistent with listing stuff. It would be ad hoc. I'd just list stuff as and when I can. I'd end up tripping over stuff that I intended to list and never did. And I'd have other stuff that just didn't get listed because I'd lost interest in it. Now, I am consistent with listing. I will list at least 10 items every day of the week without fail. I'm building towards 15 a day, which is what I was at before I moved to this place. Still doing renovations and work on a new house, so that's eating into my time and energy. But from January back to 15 listings a day consistently, because that helps get the backlog down. What it also means is when I bring new stock into the house, it gets listed the next day, and that really makes a difference to not building the backlog. And the consistency really does help with building the sales on eBay and getting that consistent income. My graph is usually pretty consistent now as a result, and I'm earning some really good money and selling a lot of stuff, stuff that I didn't even think would sell has sold as well as a result. So that's really good. And my final item is not checking sell-through rate on stuff that I buy. I would see stuff, it was cheap, it was like 50p or a pound. I thought, brilliant, I'll buy that. I'd list it, and then it would stay listed for sometimes years without selling, either because nobody wanted that item or because there's just so much of it listed that my listing was just one amongst a million. So now when I do source stock, sell-through rate is the first thing I check. Before I even look at the price of the item, before I look at the price that it sells for, what's the sell-through rate on that item? If the sell-through rate is good, I work on a 50% or more sell-through rate. I know a lot of people work at 100%. I'm happy with 50, i.e. I expect that item to sell within 6 months of being listed, because the category I'm in is mainly in books, and they do take a bit longer to sell, but I digressed there. But yeah, now I check the sell-through rate of the item. If there's like 50 of an item listed and only 1 sold, I ain't picking it up. If there's 10 of an item listed and 5 have sold, I am picking it up. As long as the price of the item allows me to make a profit when it sells on eBay. But yeah, before I would just source on the basis of something being cheap. My cost of goods was very low, but my number of sales was also very low. Now, when I'm picking up stuff and I'm listing it, quite often it's gone within 24 hours, 48 hours. Very rarely does the stuff that I list at the minute last more than 90 days. Because even though I've got that, I'm only picking up stuff with a 50% sell-through rate, because I'm consistently listing, I think eBay is rewarding me for my consistent efforts with just pushing my listings a bit higher than people who are a bit sporadic. So those are 5 things that I've learned on this journey, as it were. 5 things I wish I'd done different, and 5 things that I have hopefully learned from, and I'm continuing to learn from as we move into 2025. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment flamingo down below so that I know people have watched the video and enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.